This is Andrew coming to you from Realty Now Property Management here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today our topic is, and it came up here in the office, that we're talking about dogs, specifically pets in general, at properties. So there's a couple of different questions that relate to the owners, that relate to the tenants, and of course to us, the management company. So we do generally encourage all of our owners that we manage for to accept pets. There's a number of reasons why. But there's a large population of people who do have pets who would not live without their pets. We get it, and we want to make sure that we're accommodating as many people as possible. Today, off camera, I have Amy here with me, we're going to have a little bit of a dialogue, and she's going to help me flesh out for owners of rental properties a little bit of what some of those important key points are. So a couple of specific things. Your owner's policy may or may not have coverage for an incident that happens with a pet at your property. Some things that have come up over the years are animals that are in your property that may be against a breed restriction, whether you know it or not. Animals that may be in your property that go out and damage somebody else. They run out and they bite a neighbor. Animals that are in the property that you own that are between tenant to tenant. The first floor's, animal attacks. And we even had one where it barked and scared somebody up the steps. I'm not joking, that's an actual lawsuit. So those things can happen on your property, and you want to check with whoever your insurance carrier is whether you have coverage for that or any sort of pet liability. Not the pet damaging your property like scratching the carpet, but the pet actually going after somebody and hurting a person or somebody else's pet. A couple other things are the renter's insurance policy. Some people's renter's insurance may or may not cover that pet liability. If their pet goes after somebody else, if their pet damages the unit, or any combination of those things. Amy, do you have any kind of things that you want to bring out in this conversation?
Well, the question I had asked you was in regard to whether or not, if they have their own renter's insurance, it is fine, but we know that we require them to have renter's insurance through us if they don't carry their own.
Sure.
And that doesn't.
Yeah, so that is a challenge, and that's another reason why we encourage all of the owners of properties to go out to their homeowner's policy that's covering their rental and make sure that they have coverage. Your tenant may or may not. Our renter's insurance policy, our forced place policy that we have, does not cover animal liability. So if that renter has our renter's insurance that we get for them, it's kind of like a forced place coverage, which we can talk about in another video. But if they have that insurance policy, they are not covered. So there is a potential room that the tenant may not have additional coverage. It may be 100% their liability with nothing to the owner of the property, but you want to make sure that you have coverage from your insurance company, so if there's any litigation, that your insurance company is going to cover the cost of defending you and your position in this, even if there isn't any true liability. You want that coverage there to protect you from the litigation. In the case of a lawsuit, in general, and I'm not giving legal advice, but in the case of a lawsuit, those costs of actually defending your side would hopefully get covered by an insurance policy if there's coverage, even if you're not wrong. In general, people sue whoever has the money, and they view the owner of the property as being somebody who has the money, so they may list people on a lawsuit even if they're not truly liable. So that's another reason to, again, make sure that you've kind of gone through this and make sure that you have the appropriate protections. Amy, were there any other points that you wanted to bring out on kind of the pet liability side of things, what we do with pets?
Well, the plan with all pets, if you want to go through that, what we ask, any addendum that they sign, about the pet they have and the breed they have and how much it weighs and all of its information, making sure it's been to the vet and its vet records and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, and we do our best on our end to collect all of that information, get everything verified up front. Tenants may at times bring in unauthorized pets that we're not knowledgeable about. So even if you've told us and we've declared your property as pet free, you still want to make sure that you have coverage, because again, in the event that something happens, some people I've heard use the term that insurance is almost like prepaid legal fees. you want to be able to defend that and somebody have a lawyer show up for you in court that says this person violated their lease, they weren't allowed to have pets, and that is what happened here. So if you've got any other questions about this or any of our other management services, please reach out to us. Let us know. We're happy to try to help you with your Cleveland area property management. Thank you.